Aloha and welcome. I'm Monica from The Grown Mom, and today I'm going to do a little video chat about the area of diet, body image, exercise, that whole realm, which is obviously a huge topic, so we can't go too far into any of it today. But once again, I wanted to just give a little bit of where I'm coming from, a little of my life experience, kind of cast the vision for where I would be headed if I talk more about this in the future, and I do hope to. This is an area I'm definitely passionate about. I had many years of my life where I really struggled with this area of my relationship with food and exercise, and because of that I really have a heart for encouraging other people. I'm working on doing some extra writing about this, something that would be too much for a blog post, so it's probably going to become my first ebook. So I hope I get some feedback today so that I can hear from you and know if I'm heading in a direction that you'd be interested in hearing more about. My background is in this area. I studied in college. I got bachelor's of science in sports medicine, went on to study some physical therapy, and then became a health teacher, personal trainer, and I've spent most of my adult life being a group fitness instructor. So this is an area that academically I have a background in. However, my passion really comes from my personal experience. And this is an area that can be kind of tricky because unlike a lot of struggles we might have in life, it's something that you can't necessarily tell on the outside how somebody's doing. So whether someone's overweight, underweight, or maybe appears to have the ideal body weight, what's going on up here is really what we can't see. And oftentimes there's a real struggle going on inside of someone and we don't even know it. And so it's an area that I think maybe more people out there are struggling than we realize. And I know that was me. I grew up actually a competitive gymnast when I was young, and I was a stick skinny little girl. I couldn't gain weight if I tried. And when I hit my teenage years and started to have some curves and a little body fat, it totally freaked me out. I didn't know what to do with myself. And of course, those are also the years where you're dealing with more insecurities and comparing yourself to other girls. And so I really began to struggle with my own body image and then with how I dealt with food, exercise, all of that. My struggles went on for many years, and they took different shapes and forms. There were, I did the yo-yo dieting, sometimes went real extreme into exercise and tried to get control of things that way. I had some times where it was very prevalent in my life and really affecting me, and other times a little below the surface, but it was always there, and it was always a struggle that I just wanted to get rid of, but I didn't know how. This continued through college and into my 20s, into my marriage, and all the while I was really looking for some answers. I didn't want to deal with this. I didn't want to have this kind of mental obsession and challenge going on. And I would read books and listen to speakers and try to apply things to this area, but I really felt almost hopeless, like maybe I'm just going to live with this the rest of my life. And some people do. And I didn't like the idea of it, but I wasn't sure what could change. I ended up having 2 of my babies while still struggling in this area. And if you have any body image issues and you get pregnant, then you know that this can be really brutal. It takes a lot of the joy out of pregnancy because being pregnant is hard enough with the hormone changes and body changes, that if you're struggling with your own self-image and your body image, this is going to be tough. And it was for me. So it was between my second and my third child that everything changed. And I didn't change my diet, I didn't change my exercise routine. What I changed was my thinking, and that was really huge. I turned a corner and I got pretty drastic, and I just decided I was going to really try to do some things different in my thinking. And it was so completely different for me that I knew I was heading somewhere right. And I got really excited, and I remember thinking, vowing to God even, that if this is for real, if I'm actually being set free in my mind, I will humble myself, I will tell my story to anyone. I will share this because I was so thankful and so excited about the changes. And so I wanted to make sure it was for real, so I wanted to give it some more time. And sure enough, I had 2 more children after that. and it was a world of difference. Even my last child, I was 39 during that pregnancy, and I was so much happier and healthier than I was 10 years before in my first pregnancy. It's been over 12 years since that time, and I have never gone back to the old way of thinking. I have not gone on a diet. I have not followed an exercise plan or anything else for the sake of trying to get my body under control. I have been truly free and so much happier, and have had such a greater mental capacity to just deal with things, have new interests and energy to just be involved in my life, and less of that mental state that was really unhealthy for me. Also, I really don't weigh myself hardly ever, but when I do, once or twice a year, my weight varies maybe by 1 pound either direction. So that says a lot, I think, compared to how it used to be. So I just am super grateful. And I want to share what I've been through with anyone that it could help. Whether you feel like you're a slave to your workouts, or whether you are constantly dieting, always looking for the next diet. Maybe you're someone that goes to bed at night thinking about everything you ate that day and counting calories. Or maybe you wake up in the morning planning what you're going to do that day and constantly disappointed with yourself for falling short. I want to encourage you. It doesn't have to be that way. I believe that we can have a healthy, happy life, a body weight that we're happy with, without being messed up in the head. I have a heart for young girls that are growing up with this, like I said, for pregnant people, and everything in between. The one thing with the area of our relationship with food and exercise is, unlike some other struggles we might have, it's not something we can just say quit cold turkey. We can't give up food, and we really should exercise for the rest of our life. So this is all about really developing a healthy relationship with food and exercise, because we're gonna have to make choices every day about both of them for the rest of our life. So because of that, it can be tricky, but I've really come to a place where I'm doing great with it, and it's not a burden, and it's a natural part of my life now. In the beginning, there were some days and even months where there was some discipline, there was some real thought work that went on, but so worth it, and I'm so happy now. So I know this doesn't apply to everyone. If you've never struggled in this area, then good for you. I know there's people out there that just don't relate to this, and that's awesome, but maybe you know someone that you could pass this along to. I am going to share on my blog post a little quiz. I'm going to ask 10 questions, and if any of those 10 questions apply to you, or if you answer yes to them, then I think what I have to say would help you in some way. So I hope you'll take that test, and you can share how you did in comments if you like, or you can keep it to yourself. But feel free to ask me any questions or leave me any comments, and I just hope this starts a good conversation. I'm excited to do more writing on the topic, so let me know if you're interested in what I have to say. And I also hope to follow up with another video chat where I go a little more into the practical way it looked for me and continues to look for me in my thought life, and how that affects my health and my relationship with food and exercise. So thank you guys for being here. Have an awesome day, and check back in soon. Aloha.